G'day guys, it's Tim Guest here, Australia's leading financial educator and founder of Infinite Wealth. Look, it's great to be with everyone. I apologise for the fact it's been a few weeks since we've done a Facebook Live. I've just returned from my honeymoon, so having a bit of time digital detoxing, spending time with my beautiful new wife, and we are back in it. And this week we are here to talk about step 9 of the boot camp for your bank account. Now, of course, one of the things is whether you're tuning in for the first time, whether you're a long-time follower of client, thank you for joining us and welcome along. We love getting your guys' feedback, so please like, love, angry, whatever it is, put your comments and questions down in the box below so that we can get back to you and keep on answering all your questions and giving you the videos that you guys love. Okay, but here, like I said, step 9 for boot camp for your bank account. We're talking about the Pirate Edition Part 2. So last boot camp for your bank account, we were talking about finding all the buried treasure out there, and the simple fact that what we've got here in Australia is $2 billion worth of unclaimed money sitting in bank accounts, and you can access that through using the government website. What we want to do is we want to amp it up, we want to raise the bar and take it to a whole new level, because this time in Part 2, we're going to start talking about the $18 billion worth of unclaimed superannuation funds. Now, what happens with these superannuation funds, and how come there's so many out there that are unclaimed? Well, plain and simply, often when we go from job to job, what can often happen is that we have a different superannuation fund or a different superannuation account for each of the jobs that we may have had in the past, or the jobs that we may have, okay? So what often happens is people have multiple superannuation funds, and then typically what happens is we only get a letter or a correspondence from these places once a year, typically around about tax time. So if you end up changing addresses or moving or something along those lines, it's quite easy to change address, not update your superannuation fund, not get the correspondence, and simply lose track of all these funds and all this money that's sitting in your superannuation account. Money that you've worked really hard for. It's meant to be sitting there for later on in life for your retirement, right? So once again, the government has made this very, very simple and very, very easy for you to track. Okay, now pretty much all you need to do is get along to the MyGov website. The ATO has a way of tracking any superannuation fund. A couple of details you've got to enter in there, but primarily what it comes down to is your tax file number. So you might need to go and dig that up, but essentially enter your tax file number, and what it'll do is it'll go and track all your lost superannuation funds and notify you of them, so that what you can do is get some correspondence with those funds, and what you want to do is roll all those funds into the one, okay? One of the biggest things that we have to watch with superannuation is the fees that we're being charged by superannuation funds. This will often eat into the money that we've got sitting there, and particularly with the small funds, the fees can make a much bigger difference rather than if you got a superannuation fund that's sitting there much bigger. So you want to make sure you get all those superannuation funds, roll them into one, and of course that's going to maximize what you've got sitting there, what you've got working for, guys. So that's really what it's about this week, is making sure that you've tracked down those lost superannuation funds. We're also, recently the government has proposed some more changes to superannuation. We're going to be talking about those in coming weeks, so you guys know exactly how that's going to impact you. In particular, it's going to impact primarily these small funds, okay? So particularly for a lot of the younger people, this is going to have a bigger impact than for those that might be a little bit older and have bigger funds, all right? So thanks a lot for tuning in. Go out there, make sure you track down all your lost superannuation funds, roll them in together, and get that money working for you as strong as possible. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Next week, we're going to be getting into step number 10. We're coming towards the end of the boot camp for your bank account. Of course, love all the feedback that we've been getting from people that have been putting these simple structures, apps, steps into action, completely transforming their financial situation. Keep sending the messages. I love hearing them, and I look forward to bringing you step number 10 next week, guys. Have a great weekend. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Thanks a lot.